Radishes have taken over my garden once again, and I let it happen. All these lovely flowers throughout all these planting areas here. These are all radishes, and I let this happen. It is completely by design. I accidentally learned that radishes are a fantastic living mulch and cover crop. So the idea behind this is I let the radishes go rampant, and where I want to plant something, I will take the radishes out, I'll cut some back, and I'll put my plants in the radishes. And I don't even have to plant these lovely radishes. They come up on their own, and we'll talk about that later. So I want to start out just showing you how I plant into this. So let's take a look at this area I got right here that's loaded with radishes and see what we're going to do. So I want to go ahead and get this eggplant planted right over here by this mullein. I got all these tall radishes growing. So this eggplant's gonna go right here. So what I'll do is I'll come in here. I'm gonna go in about a 12-inch area here and clear out the tops of all these radishes. I can cut them, I can fold them over. And what this has done is given me a nice opening to plant into. My next step, I'll go in here, any radishes that are in the immediate planting area or 6 inches either direction, I'm going to pull these out and toss them on the surface. If they're not in the way, I'm going to leave them. Then I just dig my planting hole. Add some homemade compost. I'm going to take my eggplant out. Give her a little slap and tickle. Drop her in the hole. A little compost around the sides here. And top her off with the native soil. Check out the little hummingbird moth right there. And we have an eggplant and a sea of radishes. And that's how I plant everything in my garden. I leave all these radishes in here. The radishes have many benefits. So these tall radishes here are going to protect these small plants from the heat of the sun, especially when we're not getting rain out here. Radishes act as a trap crop. My slug problem I used to have in the garden is pretty much gone at this point because the slugs just focus on the radishes, especially the ones that I'm chopping and laying on the surface. And that's another benefit. When you have all this biomass here, I can chop it, drop it on the ground, and it feeds my plants, and it also mulches the soil. Living radishes keep the soil nice and cool and stop most of the weeds from growing. And the pollinators love the radishes, so I never have any issues with pollination. So when my radishes do get too tall, all I gotta do is come in here and chop the tops off to let a little light in there. And it's kind of like mowing the grass. As long as you don't cut it all the way down to the base, these radishes will keep growing, keep creating biomass and mulching the soil. You can see here with the radish, it has this little node coming out here. So if I go to cut these radishes in the ground and chop it there, even though this is short now, this will eventually keep growing up. So I have continuous radish cover crop. So you can see these radishes used to fill this whole bed. I've cleared out a couple areas here. We got some peppers in here, ground cherry, there's some dill coming up. All my tomatoes are planted into pockets of radishes. The tomatoes have appreciated being nice and low inside here, as have the peppers when we've had these very windy, warm, and dry days that would normally dry out most plants. You might be thinking setting up a system like this would probably be a ton of work. But actually, all you gotta do is plant some radishes and let them go to seed, and they're gonna do the rest of the work. All these flowers mean that these radishes are going to end up producing seed pods at some point. Those pods will burst, they're gonna fall on the ground, and next spring, they're gonna grow into more radishes. And during the summer, it's gonna happen as well. Some of these are gonna go to seed during the summer, fall down, we're gonna get a second crop of radishes. So it's a continuous system. Leaving these go to seed, it's regenerative, so you don't have to do any work. The radishes are gonna do what they wanna do by reproducing, dropping seeds. We've already got some of the radishes starting to make seed pods here. those will leave and they'll drop seeds right in place. Cool thing about this living mulch is it's also food. You can harvest the radishes and eat them. A lot of people will cover crop with tillage radishes, but you don't have to do that. You can plant edible radishes, you can plant the tillage radishes, you can let them cross and form their own radishes, like this here. This is a hybrid radish that was created naturally. Nice, cool pink color and a long taproot. And this was a tillage radish crossed with a black radish. If you have livestock like chickens, you have an endless supply of food for them. So I just thought this was something cool to share, something I accidentally stumbled upon that works. Eventually all these plants that I put in here will get tall and the radishes will look a lot shorter. No exposed soil, the way that it should be. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, looks a little messy, but I really prefer a more natural and productive environment. Thanks for watching.